Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a classic on this channel, the long-running series, Weird DMs. Now today's focus is all about dangerous encounters that you have put yourselves into. Because here's the thing I've learned about you guys over the course of years of Weird DMs. You guys like to put yourselves in precarious situations. Sometimes innocently, sometimes incestually. There's a hole in your family that a lot of you are always looking to get into. No, if you're a first-time watcher, welcome. These don't really need an introduction, so I'm just gonna get right into them. Hi, Noel. Long-time edger, first time writing an email. I went deer hunting on Kodiak Island, Alaska this past November, and had several bear encounters on the trip. One of those days, myself and two friends were walking through the woods and started to smell something horrible. As we kept walking, we noticed the forest was torn apart. Trees knocked down, tundra torn up, and still a brutal stink in the air. All evidence of an extremely territorial Kodiak grizzly bear. All three of us, with assholes puckered, loaded our guns and assumed eagle formation, preparing for the worst. Not 5 steps later, we hear a deep grunt and a low chuff. Directly in front of us, a 9-foot grizzly bear stands up. There is nothing that will make you shit your pants quicker than pointing your gun upward at an animal that is only 2 Noel heights away, approximately 9 feet. We held our triggers and yelled at the bear to get away. He looked down at us, recognized our rifles, and sprinted the other direction. Upon collecting ourselves, we continued to hunt. Does anyone go hunting with a slingshot? As far as hunting goes, I don't know a lot about hunting. The only hunting media I ever see are a couple chunkers setting up the equivalent to a gumball machine for deer. You know, 2 big guys sit in a Costco tent with a gun that has that is chain loaded, and they wait for Bambi to go up, and they look at each other and knuck up and just. Super Louis. That's my impression of hunting. Either that, or they go up in a chopper, and they're just launching rockets out of it at little pigs. I can appreciate that you guys at least gave the grizzly bear a chance to kill one of you. I think that's more fair. You know, you guys are out there with night vision, red dot scopes and stuff, and the bear is out there with just sheer weight and claws. He's literally bringing knives to a gunfight. I appreciate that you guys at least gave him a chance to kill one, if not 2 of you, because if one of you survived, then you really went hunting, right? I don't read your story and think you have any tone of dismissal or that you're even complaining. I think you actually have great reverence and respect for making it out of that situation and having that story to tell. But now next time we're going to go bear hunting, just bring a bazooka. By the way, folks, before we get any deeper, I am on the road, noelmillerlive.com. I got some shows coming up. Come see me. Hey, Noel, I'm a dog trainer, and sometimes I work on recall. I also used to be a lifeguard and a competitive swimmer, which is important. One day I was doing an off-leash hike with a golden retriever, and we were on the beach. It was winter in New England, so cold as hell. She decided to go for a swim, which I was okay with, but she kind of just kept going. It got to the point where I wasn't sure I could see her anymore, and I was panicked. Yo, time out. What the fuck were you doing? Were you just standing on the edge watching that cute little dog's head just bobble further and further and further away? Wouldn't it be about 30 feet until you were like, all right, yo, you should probably come back, right? You waited till you couldn't see a golden retriever out on the ocean for you to go, maybe I should do something about that. I'm going to get to the rest of your story, but you already have lost so much from me that you let a golden retriever swim to the point of no return. What the fuck are you going to do? Call the cops and be like, hey, I'm at the beach and I can't see my dog anymore. What should I do? Also, you let someone else's dog swim off leash before you were like, hey, man, maybe we bring it in. I swear the dog knows how to roll over. He just ran away and he didn't come back before I could show you. That'll be $600. It got to the point where I wasn't sure I could see her anymore, and I was panicked. I decided I had to go after her. It was 25 degrees, and I stripped down to my underwear and jumped in the ocean after the dog. I managed to get her, and she was barely able to keep her head afloat. I found the strength of a crackhead and swam back to shore. By the time I could stand, I couldn't feel anything. My body was entirely blue, and I was running on pure adrenaline. I grabbed my phone and called 911 while I ran to my car, basically naked with this dog in my arms. So not only did you swim like a crackhead, you also looked like one. run into your car looking like Jake Sully with an almost dead golden retriever. She swam away. I turned it on and turned the heater up, and the next thing I knew, I was in the hospital. I had hypothermia and almost died. I got some time off work, and the owner gave me a $20 tip. I mean, I did almost die for her dog, and it's whatever. I also had to pay for the ambulance ride and the week in the hospital. The dog also went to the vet and was treated for hypothermia and made a full recovery. I'm doing fine now, but avoid taking dogs to the beach when I myself don't fancy a swim. I'm glad you made it out of that, though. Because that definitely seems super scary. I can't imagine swimming in 25-degree water. But then again, I don't have to because I don't let my dog go swimming in it. So, and I know, it seems like I'm laughing at your misfortune, and it's because I am. Hey, Uncle Noel, I do ski patrol in the winter for a smaller ski area that I will not name. One day a couple years ago, we were closing for the day, and a coworker and I were doing a final sweep on a very wide run in some dense snow. We do this every day to make sure everyone gets off the hill before we close. I don't know why we were so separated, but as I'm looking over my shoulder for my coworker, I go skis first into a ditch. Now, usually when this happens, your ski bindings are set to eject you once you apply a certain amount of force. Today, however, this did not happen. My shins broke over my ski boots. Yo, man, people eat when they watch these. So I'm gonna keep going. And I was stuck with the howling wind. My jackass coworker thought I just left and didn't check out, so he just started to head home even though my car was still in the parking lot. The only reason I'm still here is because my fiance, girlfriend at the time, was at the lodge waiting for me to get done with final sweep and asked where I was. I waited in that snowy ditch for an hour accepting my fate before I heard a snowmobile. I had to get pins in my shins and we got much needed revamp of the checkout system. Breaking at the shins is wild. You must look like a Looney Tunes character, just like, like with your feet, like, like bent into yourself. This sounds like you still ski after this, which is crazy. Are you still bent over at the shins? Do you ski like this? You know the position like ski jumpers take in the Olympics? That's how I picture you are in your regular life. Just bent the fuck over at your shins. Just shuffling. It's like a human Tetris L. That's so stupid. You waking up and they're like, you're gonna make good news, you're gonna make a full recovery. Bad news is your feet are pointed upright. I work in retail at a major hardware store. I usually work in the mornings when the store is basically dead, and occasionally I'll sneak away to hit the Benjamin Franklin in the bathroom. Oh, hell yeah. Remember all those posts on TikTok like 6 months ago, or maybe it was even a year ago, where like, retail workers don't take any pride in their job. No, dude, it's because they hit the blinker in the bathroom. You're like, hey man, where's the gluten-free oatmeal? Also, knowing that all those pesticides and chemicals are in the carts now, and that's what's like attacking your bloodstream and your brain is even better. Except 4 times in the past 2 months, I've gone to use the bathroom and locked a stall. A man with boots. Do they happen to be ski boots? This is the guy from the previous story. I'm still stuck on this. He's walking perfectly parallel with the ground and his head goes under the stall. He's like, hey buddy, you mind if I get a rip of that? Oh man, I gotta move on. Except 4 times in the past 2 months, I've gone to use the bathroom and lock a stall. A man with boots will walk into the bathroom, begin violently banging on the stalls, yelling, uh-oh, someone's stinky. Before turning on all the sinks and running out, maniacally laughing. I seriously doubt it's a coworker, as this guy absolutely yells and his voice is not familiar. How do I catch this psychotic poop whistleblower? He has taken my only respite for peace at work, and I need to bring him to justice. Jesus, you're a poet, man. This is the weed talking. He has taken my only respite for peace at work, and I need to bring him to justice. And if I catch him, would I have a case for the mental turmoil he's caused? Please help, Noel. Yeah, it's just the hat man banging down your door. That is hysterical, bro. Someone stinky? You sure that ain't like a high school coworker? I feel like that's a high school thing. Man, in my high school, bro, they used to take the trash can and just throw it over the stall. A piece of a fucking Chuck E. Cheese sky tube would just hit you while you're on the shitter. Just boom. This could just be the Hat Man, bro. I don't even know if you can trust your reality because you're smoking pesticide. I have nothing other to say than you got to steal that move. You got to pass it on. This to me is like this is one of those where it's a human tradition. You got to absorb it and pass it to others. You got to keep the lineage of this started at some point, you know? This is drug-related creativity, you know? This type of genius can only be achieved through a hot spoon. And so you gotta co-opt this, man, because no amount of weed will make you this funny. You should honestly feel privileged. You should be cracking a wry smile when the stinky police comes through, because this is a gift. This is a gift. You know, this is the type of thing you wish would happen to you. If there are things to be critical about in life, this is not one of them. I was gonna cap it, but this is an insane title, and let me explain why it's jumping out at me. Hot bagging on the cult bus. Hot bagging on a bus, I don't know if everyone knows this, but I just want to make it clear. Hot bagging is when you got to take a little poopski and you're on a bus, but obviously there's no bathroom. So you go down into the galley, you know, the little steps that you walk up to get on a bus. You go down in there with a bag and you drop a hot lunch in there. And it's called a hot bag because poop comes out at your body temp. It's damn near 100 degrees. It comes out at, you know, pizza temperature. Cold pizza, you know, microwaved. Just, are you making the connect? A microwave bag of shit is what I'm saying. You get that, right? A microwave bag of poop. When I was 19, I was part of the Latter-day Saints. While I was about 18 months living in Bolivia when I moved from one city to another. The method of moving missionaries was to buy really cheap bus tickets in bulk. These were usually late-night buses. So myself and 2 guys and 3 sisters got on he specified chick missionaries. He wanted me to know, you know, not a person of color. Absolutely not. Got onto this big bus at about 9 p.m. My dumb ass forgot to use the restroom, and we proceeded to bounce down the bumpiest dirt road a charter bus could squeeze through. A charter bus could squeeze through on a cold night. Pretty soon, I'm squirming, and my companion asks, "What's up?" I told him I have a turtle head, and I don't know how much longer I can keep it in the shell. You know, something about white men when they retell a story of holding a dump. It's a point of passion and pride. You always feel like you're there with them, you know? I mean, this language, it's so descriptive, you know? I told him I have a turtle head, and I don't know how much longer I can keep it in the shell. You know, just sort of beautiful ways of describing turds. Anyways, he asked me what I wanted to do. I look around and notice most of the people on the bus are spread out and sleeping. It's pitch black in the bus, and you can barely see a few rows behind you. So I notice a free row a couple back. I ask my companion if he has a plastic bag. He says no, but could ask if maybe a sister had one. Of course, a woman would be prepared. She lets me have the bag, and I thank the Lord Jesus Christ it's got handles on it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little liquor store bag, that would have been tough. I then slide back to the open row. Keep in mind, there's someone laying down directly across, and I wedge myself between the back of the seats and in front of me, the seats, holding this bag to my bare ass cheeks and proceed to lay the thickest and compact shit I've ever had. I feel it settle on the bottom of the bag, and my bowel breathe a sigh of relief. Man, this is Wattpad for college dudes. I tied that son of a bitch and threw it out the window feeling accomplished. I get back to my seat and ask the sisters for some hand sanitizer. Not 10 minutes later, someone asks the bus driver if he can stop. Oh no. Everyone gets off and take a shit since we were about halfway between cities in the middle of nowhere. Not once did I think to just ask. My American ass was bound and determined to shit on the bus. Oh, man. Hey, thank your dad, man. He punched you enough to make you afraid to ask for things. Yo, that's a great way to end a Weird DMs. Man, these were hilarious. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.